If I'm going to go to jail for whatever reason, I think the questions that I'm going to have to answer are to my wife and my family. And my life is destroyed as we speak, and I haven't done anything.
Well, there's some people here who want to talk to you, and so I'm going to let them do it.
Okay.
What's good, homies? Welcome to another Chris Hansen reaction. Today's business owner creep absolutely destroys his own life. He's got his own giant landscaping company and arrives to this sting house in his own dump truck and has a complete meltdown when he's confronted by Chris Hansen. So if you want to see all the craziness, make sure you watch until the very end. And let's see if we can get this one to 6,000 likes. You guys have been going ham on these videos, and I appreciate your support. Anyways, let's get right on into it, shall we?
After a charged conversation with a decoy posing as a 15-year-old girl, landscape company owner Jason pulls up to our sting house in one of his dump trucks.
Yeah, so this dude's got to have a lot of money. I mean, owning your own landscaping business, that's like an entire empire this dude has. I'm sure he has multiple employees on payroll. He's got enough to have his own dump truck. So this dude's willing to throw all that away, and I'm sure a massive family life back home, all for the sake of him being a creep. That stings, man. Really sucks to be him, but again, none of us are feeling bad for this guy right now.
In texts, he wants the girl to say she's 19, not saying he doesn't want to be the guy calling his wife because he was arrested for solicitation of a.
Yeah, so if that isn't admitting your own guilt right away, I don't know what is. Dude's like, yeah, I don't want to have to call my wife and tell her what type of person I was chatting to online, so could you just lie and say you're 19, please? Thank you. And the decoy keeps saying, well, I'm not 19, I'm this age. And he's like, nope, didn't hear that part. Nope, you're definitely 19 since you got to be 18 to be on this app, so yep, we'll just run with that. We'll, of course, see how that holds up in a court of law, but I doubt that's going to do jack for his case.
He even brings the Faygo Rock and Rise soda pop the girl requested.
If you just want to set that on the counter, I'm gonna run upstairs and grab my vape and I'm gonna go. Okay.
Oh man, look at that giant grin this dude has. That's about to be turned upside down as soon as his decoy makes the switch with Chris Hansen, which looks like it's about to be right now. She's of course always got to grab her vape. I love how that is the current excuse for the decoys of this season. So with the times. But yeah, this dude brought along the Faygo, and let's see how he excuses himself out of this situation as Chris appears from the corner. Let's get into the good part.
The decoy excuses herself, and I walk in.
I need you to have a seat right over there.
Okay.
Right there, please.
He doesn't recognize me.
And I feel like I couldn't really hear what this dude said, but he said this place is, and it looks like he was about to comment on how like unfurnished and kind of empty the house is. And I think his brain was starting to turn its gears right here, right before Chris appeared from around the corner, and he already realized he was in some deep doo-doo. So now as Chris has appeared, it seems like he's being asked to sit down, and this dude does not want to listen to him. He's trying to make a bolt for the door, but Chris blocks him like the alpha that he is. And even though this dude's taller and bigger than Chris, he listens to his every command, much like every one of these other creeps, to be caught up doing what they're doing.
He doesn't recognize me, but he knows he is in trouble.
No, you have a seat right over there.
Okay, that girl.
No, do yourself a favor and do this now. Have a seat.
You go sit down there if you know what's good for you. Like, Chris just parents these guys. I love that this dude's probably older than Chris even himself, or about the same age, but he's just like, yes, sir. Okay, I'll go sit down now. You're right. I'm sorry. Like, just the absolute power he has in these situations, even when these guys don't know who he is something to really be proud of. And again, I'm not good with confrontation, so even though these guys are monsters, I would not do even like a 1% of the job that Chris does on these. I always got to praise the man because he is the best person to be doing these types of stings.
What kind of a load are you planning on dumping tonight?
I'm not.
You're not.
He's defensive.
Okay, dude, what the hell? That is the single most out-of-pocket introduction I have ever heard Chris Hansen do. Jeez, dude, I was not expecting that, and I know he was like kind of trying to write some quips down as they're waiting for this guy, and he's getting the debrief on what he is and the fact that he's arriving in a dump truck. He was like, yes, this is the one. I'm gonna have to hit him with this one, and you know, he was so satisfied to get that line out there. Oh man, that's going down in the freaking history books right now. That is one of my new all-time favorite quotes that Chris Hansen has ever said.
This girl got a hold of me and asked me to bring her this. So
Bring her what?
this pop.
This
Yes,
Faygo Rock and Rye.
that's what she asked for.
You don't understand, man. I got a text from a random number. This girl told me she needs some Faygo Rocket Ride, and I just had to go to the gas station and get it for her because that's what a good Samaritan does. You don't understand. I'm not trying to do anything here. I just wanted to bring this random person who contacted me the soda that they requested. So yeah, this dude's excuse is a little bit like the Uber Eats route. He's just acting like he is simply a courier who wanted to step inside the house of this random person who requested him to get this random soda, and that is seriously the story that he's going to be sticking with. So clearly this guy owns his own business, but he's a complete dumbass.
And how did she get a hold of you?
She texted me.
Texted you on your phone?
Yes.
How did she get your phone number?
Well, hold on now.
No, you just pay attention to me for a minute.
He spots one of the sheriff's deputies in the house.
And he's seriously trying to lie and say, I don't know how she got my number. And then he gets distracted when he sees one of the sheriff's deputies. So now he realizes, yeah, it's definitely his worst nightmare. He might not know who Chris Hansen is, but he knows what's going on here, and he's definitely in for a bad time.
Trust me on this. Look at me. How did she text you on your phone? How did she get your phone number?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know. Am I in trouble?
I'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, dude, you just saw a sheriff waiting in this random house that you appeared into. I think it's safe to say you're in a little bit of trouble. The panic is starting to set in for this guy, and Chris is just trying to get this stupid story straight, but he can't even seem to get the dude to focus because the man's just tripping over every aspect of this house right now, making eye contact with all the police officers that are supposed to be hiding around the corner. I mean, guys, you got one job. You're supposed to be quiet and hide, and this dude spotted you, so they're probably gonna have to ruin the reveal now, but I guess we kind of got teased with that one.
Sure, the keys out of my truck.
No, somebody will make sure your truck's safe. Just stay right there. Keep your hands where I can see them, please. A stranger texted you out of the blue.
And this dude can't even contain himself right now. You could tell he's absolutely shitting his pants in a complete panic because he realizes the deep doo-doo that he's in. And I'm sure he's thinking of his family. If he's got a wife and kids at home, he's thinking about them and all of his employees at this company that he owns that is probably going to be ripped away from him once this story goes out.
How does a stranger get a hold of you that way?
I feel I'm in danger.
You're not in danger, so stop it.
Okay.
That's BS.
And Chris is just trying to command this poor dude's attention. Meanwhile, he's like, dude, can you please come out from around the corner? Police officer, like, am I going to be okay? I feel like I'm in danger. Like, dude, you are not in danger. In this situation, you were the danger. And that's exactly why Chris and these police officers are here, is you were about to do something yourself that involved a little bit of danger, let's just say.
And even though he's the one posing a danger, he's worried about his safety and his truck.
Sit down.
Okay, great.
A camera crew comes out.
And he starts panicking about his dump truck and his current situation so much that the police and the camera crew have no choice but to come from around the corner. So that's another time where the reveal was completely robbed of us. I hate when they make us do this, but it's also fun to see them go through the interview with the added pressure of the boom mic and the camera operators being right there.
That is, I've got good news and bad news.
I'm sitting in a room with what appears to be 9 people, and I brought a girl a pop.
Well, the good news is this isn't cops. You're not going to be on cops.
I got 9 people in this room here pestering me, and all I did was bring a girl a pop. Like, dude, you can act innocent all you want, but we know it's more than the soda here. You gotta give us a good reason as to why you even knew about this house or how you got this random person's phone number in the first place.
The bad news is that I'm Chris Hansen. I do stories on men who try to meet, and this is one of them.
Okay.
And at this point, dude is just hanging his head in pure defeat. He has nothing really else to say. Chris is doing the reveal, but you could tell that life has left this man's eyes. He is really not having a good time. But boy, am I while watching this. Oh my God, this is amazing.
I feel that this whole situation has been presented to me in a very falsified manner.
Falsified manner.
Well,
And now he's trying to act like he's a lawyer. This information was presented to me in a falsified manner. Buddy, we saw in the intro you were the one trying to falsify it. Remember, he was trying to get the decoy to say that they were an entirely different age so that he made himself feel better and didn't think he could get in trouble. But joke's on him, the police officers are still here and he's still about to be in a lot of trouble.
As I review his chat log, he sticks to his story that he was only bringing a girl a soda pop.
I don't have an explanation other than my life is over as we speak.
I mean, that's about the most honest thing this dude has said this entire time. His life as he knows it is completely over. And he's really having a hard time reconciling with that, as all of us would be in this situation. But I don't know why he didn't see this coming. You play with fire, you get burned, buddy. And this time, Chris Hansen was the one stoking those flames. And everybody's seeing your downfall on national TV. That's gotta feel really bad.
You didn't have to come here.
No, I did not. And
You didn't have to go in this chat room.
I really was just going to turn around and leave.
Yeah, but you didn't, did you?
And he gives us probably the most overused excuse or things that these creeps always say. I really had a second, a change of heart, and I wasn't going to come in. I was really beating myself up over whether I should have, showed up or anything, and I shouldn't have. Like, as if them having a slight conscience that wasn't enough for them to stop, going through with this was going to be better for them. But no, just because you thought you shouldn't do it doesn't mean anything when you actually did end up doing it. You are in this house physically right now, therefore you're getting in trouble for it.
I'm
Contradicts
sitting
what
here,
you're telling me now.
These guys are telling me I'm going to go to jail, and I'm deathly terrified of what my life is going to become now.
And Chris does not care about his whiny sob story about how much his life is destroyed. Chris is like, you could have avoided this by simply not engaging with the decoy and definitely by not showing up. But you did both of those, so now you have to deal with the consequences.
And
You know how you could have avoided this, right? Right? You say, tell me you're 19, tell me you're 19, tell me you're 19. Try to cover yourself from visiting a
And Chris exposes lie after lie here. This dude has nothing to stand on, and instead he's just hanging his head, trying to put his hat in front of his face to obscure it. But again, as I always say, we know exactly what you look like, and everybody in your family and your close friends and everybody that works for you is gonna see this episode and see what a true monster you really are.
Finally, he runs out of excuses. But I have not run out of questions.
And this dude just starts blabbering on. They don't even care to try to put captions to it because he's just simply not even able to string together a complete coherent sentence. And Chris is like, I don't care. I'm still going to pressure this guy because he deserves to feel this awkwardness and this uncomfortableness. Uncomfortableness, is that a word? I don't know. But you know what I mean.
I've never had a crime in my life.
Have you ever met anybody online for So you just started today. What made you do this today? Is this the way you celebrate St. Patrick's Day?
Oh, and it's another holiday also. I just realized discomfort was the word I was looking for. I know half of you are screaming through your TVs right now, or whatever device you're watching this on, like, Grim, you dumbass, stop making up words. I'm sorry, but yeah. Apparently this dude did this on St. Patrick's Day, and he will forever remember this holiday as the day that he completely destroyed his own life. That really stings.
If I'm gonna go to jail for whatever reason, I choose not to answer any more questions.
All right.
If you guys are seriously going to send me to jail for just bringing over a soda to a friend, I don't want to answer any more questions. Like, okay, buddy. At this point, Chris realizes he's milked about pretty much every sentence he can from this man in this situation, and it's time to let the cops take him away. So they do just that.
Right. Well, there's
I
some.
think the questions that I'm going to have to answer are to my wife and my family, if that is the case, and my life is destroyed as we speak.
So they arrest him just after he brings up the fact that he does have a wife and children back home, an entire family that's relying on him and trusting him, and all that trust is about to be broken once they see what their dad or husband in the situation, if it's the wife, got arrested for. Man, what a sad story to see unfold. But again, we can't feel bad for the guys themselves. I guess we can feel bad for their families because they didn't deserve this, but yet another episode of Takedown with Chris Hansen that is absolutely insane. I love seeing these modern episodes. I feel like his aggression is just so amazing. So if you agree with me, let me know what you thought down in the comments below. As always, if you made it to the end of the video, comment Grim Squad for life, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Until next time, peace out.